Reverend Steve here, and we're still talking about false prophets. And we're talking about the big event this November 13th, this weekend. Or, it's going on this week and into next week to the 18th, I think, exact date. And I've been touching on, and as I read this, and I read the bulletin from the group that's putting this together, and all the major religions are coming together, all the politicians are coming together, just like the Tower of Babel. They all come together under one name and they build a tower for themselves. And in this case, they're building a tower to climb it. It's always something, right? The human race is always building something to try to squash out God from their lives or, the judgment that's coming. But this is a beautiful part of this. God sees everything, and there's nothing that is hidden that will not be revealed. And this is a beautiful part because what happens is uh, uh, the Babylonians or the pre-Babylonians, all these people come together. This is after the flood. They come together in Genesis 11, after the Noah's Ark and all the generations afterwards. They start coming together and they build. They don't want to be separated. And if you know the story about this is a great story, really, about the Tower of Babel. Is many believe, or many scholars believe, they built the tower so God couldn't flood them out again, so they can go on the tower and not be drowned by a flood or affected by God and what his edicts are. And if you know about this story, God's edict was he was going to spread them all over the world, and they didn't listen. They all came together. Just like the generations today, as you know, nobody's listening to God except for us Christians and those who follow him. But the rest of the world, they're all on their own, and they're going to make their own, basically, 10 Commandments here. What happens is, can you imagine these men coming together and they go up on Mount Sinai and God comes down? That would be a beautiful state. That would be a beautiful sight just to know that. But the truth is, his spirit's going to be there. I don't think Jesus is going to come down and at this moment when this happens, I believe that I believe it's just a testimony of their judgment upon themselves, that they're building up judgment upon us as Peter discusses that the generations today are just building up more and more judgment upon themselves. God has just let them go to having a debased mind. So let's see what God says. Come, let us go down. So now God is talking to the heavenly host. Come, let us go down and see and confuse their language, that they may not understand one another and their speech. So just imagine these people coming together, thinking they're all doing, the will of themselves, and God comes down and confuses them. As you can see, the world is confused today, and I don't think they need much more confusion. Bye bye.